Aloha everyone, Scott Sylvan Bell coming to you live from Honolulu, Oahu. It is February 26, 2016. A couple weeks ago I was in San Francisco, kept saying 15, so I made sure I'm not going to say 2015, 2016. And I want to share a form of sales sabotage with you. And one of the things that'll happen is you'll get buyers who will call you and they're not really serious about the job. They're not really serious about the product or the service that they have to offer, or that you have to offer. They're trying to figure out what kind of deal they can work you on, okay? So they may call up and they say, hey, look, I'm interested in the product. And you may set up an appointment with them and they may play the go fetch a rock game. They may say, all right, go see what kind of deal you can work for me. Now this is dangerous territory for you, because if you just go off and go running to the manager or the supervisor or whoever makes that decision to get like a quick answer and say like, yeah, maybe, whatever, that person has no skin in the game. So, you know, one of the best things that you can do is say, hey, look, pending my boss's, my manager's approval, pending all of that, I'm gonna need to get a deposit, and if it doesn't go through, I'll refund your money, right? Now, depending upon the country, the state that you're in, there may be some laws that protect the buyer. Whatever they are, stick with them, right? No reason to go all crazy. But what this is really gonna do is this is gonna help you determine if that person's for real or not, or if they wanna buy. And I was reading an online forum where this guy went and worked this awesome deal for somebody for, I think it was a car, and the guy really wasn't interested in buying. He was just playing the go fetch a rock game. Go fetch, go see if you can go make this happen. And he really had no interest in buying. He was just playing the salesperson, kind of like, what kind of deal can I get? And if you're living by that, that's very frustrating, because you spend all this time, energy, and effort, and you put a bunch of time into trying to work a deal for somebody that never really is gonna buy from you. But your real question for them is, if they're really considering doing it, you know, see what kind of deposit you can. Another other thing you could do is put everything on them and say, hey, look, you know, what are you hoping for? Because I got to take this to my manager, and they're going to say, well, you tell me. Hey, look, you know what? It doesn't work that way. You tell me what you're hoping for, and, you know, let's go from there. And if it's like some crazy, ridiculous offer, call them out and tell them what it is right then and there. If you don't think it's going to happen, say, hey, I don't think that that's going to happen, but what do you think is more realistic? But very patiently, not jerky, not aggressive, not over the top, right? Get them to tell you what they're thinking. So if your product is 20 grand and they're thinking 15, you should know whether that could be done or not. And if it can, the first answer out of your mouth shouldn't be, yeah, we can do that immediately. There's gotta be a little bit of hem and haw, because what's gonna happen is if you say yes too quick, they're gonna think that they didn't work you hard enough, and they're gonna wanna go for a bigger discount, and it's gonna create even more resistance. And they don't think that it should, but you know what? I look at it like fishing. So there's a bunch of guys around me fishing today, and people don't tell the story like I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning or I drove in a boat. What they tell you is the story of the fight. They tell you the story of the process of what happened. Like, I was using 8,000-pound test line, and a marlin that was 800 feet long grabbed my line, and I fought him for 27 hours, and the captain of the boat massaged my back, right? They tell you the story about the fight. And so sometimes that test that you're having with the buyer is a game on their part, so that they can tell their friends and family the fight that they went through to make the sale. Now me, that's not how I buy. I don't really care for that, but you gotta know that some people like to buy that way, and just because you don't, you need to understand how other people make their purchases, okay? So know that, like, when somebody's like, I want you to go work this deal for me, man, I wanna make sure that I'm getting something firm commitment, that they really mean that they want to get it done, and I'm not just playing a game for them for their own pleasure, for me to go run around and try to make something happen and then they never respond to me. Now, if they got skin in the game, they got money in the game, chances are really good that they're going to take your phone call and talk to you again when you say yes or no to that process, okay? So just know, make sure they have some skin in the game. Now, if you can do a small favor for me, in the box down below, leave a comment, question, or story, that would be fantastic. To the right or to the left, there is a subscribe button. You know what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to subscribe, and then you can send it out to all your friends if you stumble upon Facebook, Twitter, Google+, LinkedIn. Scott Sylvan Bell. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Aloha.